Do you ever feel like no matter how many grammar rules you memorize, or how many vocabulary lists you write out, English just doesn't stick? Like your brain freezes the moment someone speaks to you in real life? Maybe you understand English when you read it, but when it's time to speak, it's like your mouth forgets what your brain knows. Well, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. You just need a flood. A flood of English input. Let me explain. For years, English learners around the world have been taught the same way. Study grammar, memorize vocabulary. Take tests. And wait for fluency to magically appear. But what if I told you this method was like trying to learn to swim by reading a book, without ever touching the water? Let me ask you a question. If you move to a country where no one speaks your native language, how long would it take before you start understanding signs, picking up phrases, or thinking in that new language? Not long, right? That's the power of immersion. And you can create that immersion for yourself, even if you don't leave your house. Input flood is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you flood your brain with English. Not once a week. Not for 10 minutes a day. But constantly. Every day. Just like you're soaking in it. Not studying English. Living in English. This means watching YouTube in English. Listening to podcasts while cooking. Reading articles or webtoons during lunch. Changing your phone language. Playing music, movies, or even games, all in English. And you don't need to understand every word. That's the secret. Your brain is smarter than you think. It's always watching. Always listening. Always learning, even passively. Let's get nerdy for a second. When you flood your brain with English input, you're doing something called language acquisition. This is different from language learning. Babies don't study their native language. They absorb it. They hear it hundreds of times. They see it in action. They feel what it means based on emotion, context, and tone. Eventually, they start recognizing patterns. They don't know the rules, but they know how it sounds right. Your brain works the same way, even as an adult. When you listen to native English daily, without forcing understanding, your brain starts to hear the rhythm of the language, catch common phrases automatically, learn grammar rules without being told, build a massive mental library of patterns. And then, something magical happens. You start to think in English. Not translate. Not hesitate. Just flow. Let me tell you a quick story. When I started learning English, I was obsessed with grammar. I had notebooks full of irregular verbs, definitions, and sentence structures. But when I tried to speak, nothing came out. I'd freeze, translate in my head, and feel embarrassed. Then, something changed. One day, I got tired of studying. I started watching English TV shows instead. No subtitles. Just vibes. At first, it was hard. But then, little by little, I began to catch phrases. I'd hear, "You know what I mean?" or, "I'm just messing with you," again and again. Without realizing it, I was learning naturally. I started listening to English podcasts while I cleaned the house. I watched interviews during lunch. I read short stories before bed. And suddenly, one day, I was walking to work, thinking about something, and I realized I was thinking in English. Not translating. Not trying. Just being. That's the moment everything changed. You might be asking, but shouldn't I still study grammar? Of course. Grammar has its place. But here's the truth most textbooks won't tell you. Grammar rules make sense after you've heard them 1,000 times. Vocabulary is easier to remember when you've heard it used in a real conversation. Listening first gives context, so that speaking later feels natural. Think about this. How do kids learn idioms, slang, jokes, and sarcasm? Not from textbooks, but from real language use. That's what an input flood does. It creates an environment where English is not something you study, it's something you live in. Now let's get practical. Here's how you can create your own input flood, even if you're busy. Step 1. Change your environment. Set your phone and apps to English. Use English for Google searches, YouTube, or Netflix. Unfollow content in your native language. Fill your feed with English. Step 2. Listen while doing other things. Podcasts while commuting. Audiobooks while exercising. YouTube while doing chores. Even if you don't understand everything, keep it playing. Your brain is catching patterns. Step 3. Read a little every day. English news, blogs, or even tweets. Don't stop to translate every word. Just read for the general meaning. Highlight words and look them up later. Step 4. Choose native, natural content. Real conversations. Movie scenes. Interviews. Don't worry about accents. The more variety, the better your ear becomes. Step 5. Repeat what you hear. Pick a short clip, pause after each sentence, and repeat out loud. Mimic the tone, rhythm, and emotion. Do this daily. It rewires your mouth and brain together. Let's be honest. At first, you'll feel lost. Your brain might feel tired. You'll want to quit. But that's normal. Remember, fluency is built in silence. In the background, while you're listening, reading, relaxing, and letting the language wash over you. Suddenly, words will pop into your mind. Phrases will come naturally. You'll speak without planning. It won't feel like studying. It'll feel like you. That's what input flood creates. Now, don't just flood your brain, train your mouth too. After all that listening and reading, speak to yourself. Yes, out loud. Describe your day. React to something you just watched. Try retelling a story you heard in English. Even better, record yourself speaking for 1 minute a day. Repeat a line from a movie. Join an online conversation group. Flood your brain with input, but let the pressure build up into output. Because speaking becomes natural when your brain is full of English. You might not see your progress right away, but trust the process. Every podcast, every episode, every blog post, it's planting a seed. And soon your mind will become a garden of English thoughts. You'll feel it when you answer a question without translating. When you dream in English. When someone compliments your fluency, and you didn't even notice you were speaking. That's real progress. That's transformation. And it all starts with one decision. To flood your world with English. Try this for 30 days. No pressure to be perfect. Just show up, and let the flood work its magic. Let the input flood begin. And one day soon, English won't feel like a second language. It'll feel like yours.